Minnesota, coming off a 1-0 win over Ventura County, have this 11 under coach Jeremy Hall. This, Osaze Di Rosario leads the line up top, and it's a really impressive midfield use of. Tacoma Defiance are going to kick us off. They're in their white kits from head to toe with the light blue socks, and off we go from Minnesota. It is Minnesota United FC2 in their home blacks with the blue and the white trim, and they're going to get a chance here inside of a minute. And the shot is blazed wide by Darius Randall. Well, by the time they got there, they didn't really have any chance to warm up and had to rush through the pregame festivities, and that hurt them in the first half. Arvadise told us, but said no excuses. It's a learning experience for us, and ended up being enough for the 3 points. Now then, a chance here. Brunel to the near side. For those that haven't been keeping track, Seattle play Phoenix in the midweek. This could fall for an opportunity here for Tacoma inside the penalty area. Penalty shouts ring out. Referee has a look, but no penalty given. Outside of the boot, ball from Patrick Weah down the near side. Alejandro Bran assesses his options. Overlapping run comes in from Finn. Said the same, and it's led to an exciting opening 5 minutes. Both teams not messing around. McRobb down the near side. First set piece opportunity here for Minnesota. Ball is bent in. It's going to go over everybody's head. Chased down by Fisher. And in the end, it's going to be a refresh. And O'Driscoll, he's dropped. It's a free kick for Minnesota United. Braun tries again. It is going to be headed towards goal, but it's going to go wide. And Blake Bowen shepherds it out for a goal kick. Talked about this a little bit earlier. Last time these two met, you have to go back to August 25th of last season, winning at Minnesota by 4-2. And if the early 8 minutes of this game are any indication, we could be down a similar path. Quick, incisive passing, but then Braun a little too overzealous. Free kick for Tacoma on the back end. Back and forth in possession. O'Driscoll stinging a wonderful pass up ahead. Chance for Randall to run onto this, and he keeps it in for Minnesota. But Randall can't get past a wonderful challenge. One-on-one from Blake Bowen. Aguilar was forced back. Spinning to try to turn into space. We have also kicked off part of a jam-packed day of Next Pro action. We'll see Red Bull in Cincinnati later. Part of a 5-game late afternoon into the night. LAFC. And then we talked about Ventura County. They play Real Monarchs in the 8 p.m. Eastern time frame. DeRoma forced back to Castro. Big thing when Jeremy Hall was... And of course the persistence from the group to stay with it until the end, and Loic Masanvi did the rest in stoppage time. Ball's floated into the middle. That was a chance for Minnesota. It's cleared, but not definitively. McRobb back into the middle. That was another chance. Headed by Duggan to keep the possession alive for the hosts. Tried to thread it through for Weah, and then DeRoma is fouled. Free kick Tacoma. And it's cut out by Duggan. And then Brunel following up. He's going to concede a free kick. If the ball was already out and hits Randall, it was the right decision. And from the set corner, it's headed down! Oh, and it doesn't go in! Somehow Tacoma get enough on it to could have maybe came off one, maybe two Tacoma defenders to keep it out. Minnesota tries again. Punched away by Castro. DeRoma tries to help it along, and then it's punched ahead for Batache. And Tacoma survive in the end, the two set pieces. That's going to be a foul and a free kick. Braun was being chased. Quick refresh of possession from Minnesota. Duggan switches the point of attack to the far side. All the way back it goes for Eriksson. Minnesota trying to find the right place to attack here. Couple of challenges, but Tacoma play their way through the press. Gomez for Batache on the far side. But Tacoma don't have the numbers. Ball is clipped up ahead. Chance here for Tacoma. Was that handled though? Yes, it was. Too much to control. I think for Souza, it was making the run. Of course, Finn McRobb so critical in a defensive and, as you've seen at times in this half, attacking standpoint as well, as that's a rash challenge that comes in from Di Rosario. And he's going to be booked for the coming together. These challenges that, frankly, didn't really need to be made, frankly, from a Tacoma view. Sebastian Gomez was already on the scene. Oh, and there's going to be a second yellow card. This portion of the match is brought to you by Bell Bank. Switch and see how banking should be. Early cross into the penalty area here. Di Rosario keeps the ball alive, and the shot is in! Tacoma land the first blow. It's finished off by Yu Sokanome. Now Minnesota did not deal with the ball as it bounced in. Di Rosario's hold-up play was brilliant. And Yu Sokanome, that's going to go out for a throw. Maybe a little touch of the ball down the line by Antino Lopez, and he's going to be booked for that. With Minnesota in possession, it's quickly thrown ahead for Randall. Randall for Weah, who helps it on for the arriving McRobb, and it's touched into the path of Castro, who's able to make the save. Valentin spreads the love out to the far side. Chance to cross this into the middle. Oh, it's a free header, and it's an equalizer! Patrick Weah ties things up after being left unmarked inside the penalty area. And Minnesota are back on terms. It's 1-1. Patrick Weah's team leading, fourth goal of the season. Randall was done. Then a poor touch by Weah. Allowed Tacoma to get it back, but Weah wins it back. We're into 2 added minutes at the end of the half. Randall shoots! In the end, Castro recovers to save. And there's not going to be enough time left to continue a frantic end to the first half. Well, back and forth we go here in Blaine, Minnesota. And we're hoping, at least from a neutral point of view, that it's more of the same. Excitement in the second half. We had a really fun first 45 minutes. We'll see if the second half can match here in Blaine. Really fun day expected in MLS Next Pro. This half certainly expects a lot after a great first half. And Batache immediately trying to catch Clint Irwin off of his line. Group. Braun again. Curling it into the penalty area. Weah trying to fight his way through. He thought he was the entirety of the match, really. There have not been many slow spells. As O'Driscoll is bundled over by Di Rosario, who's also on a yellow card. Should have mentioned that earlier. There's 3 Tacoma players. We'll have to be careful. Ball was in looking for Randall. Nice feed from Weah. He tries to find the penalty there. Referee shrugged his shoulders, says nothing doing. Certainly going to be a factor again, as they always tend to be in that Eastern Conference. Free kick here for Minnesota. It's taken quickly. Duggan. Duggan across. It's headed high, and it's headed over the top by Britton Fisher. From Batache is accurate. Brunel runs onto it. And there's space here on the far side, I should say the near side, for Travion Souza. Somewhat similar. That's a pass that's picked off here. Bran into the middle. It was nearly over everybody's head, and it's going to be cleared out for a corner by the late arriving. Minnesota's done well in the aerial duels at times in this match today. And they win the header again on this occasion, but it's sent wide by Eriksson. It hit off a Tacoma player last. It's out for another corner. Eriksson just couldn't quite redirect it because of the Tacoma defense. Second try. Fisher again. Beg your pardon, Eriksson got his head to it, but it was a looping header. Here's Duggan. Duggan's ball in. It was dangerous. It's going to fall for Fisher. Braun. Over the top, and it's going to be won by Castro. And he is fouled. It's going to be a free kick as he just got there ahead of Weah. Duggan lifts it into the path of Weah. Good skill from Weah. Forces a save out of Castro from a tight angle. For Valentin, more Minnesota buildup. Weah, he's brought down. Free kick. There's only going to be 3 in the wall for Tacoma. The rest are positioned for a potential ball into the penalty area, but oh, it's deflected, and it's in! Minnesota leads for the first time. Alejandro Braun via a wicked ricochet completes the Minnesota turnaround. From 1-0 down, the Loons lead it by 2-1. And it looks like that is going to lead to some changes here. Julian Banks, he's going to come on, and that's going to be it for Patrick Weah. Clint Irwin, a goalkeeping swap for Minnesota, and then Julian Banks for Patrick Weah. Like-for-like change up top after a wild moment. Sees Minnesota take the lead. And Brian Aguilar are going to come out. Chris Aquino and Burke Failing are both going to come on here for the visitors to try and get Tacoma. Tacoma had the lead against the run of play in the first half. Minnesota equalized before halftime. They now have the lead. And they are thoroughly deserving of it, it must be said. And unfortunately, that is going to be the end of the day for Sebastian Gomez. Tough to see that. One of the academy boys, Kelvin Luis Brito. A little bit of an hour of need here for the Defiance, trying to avoid another loss. They certainly have time to get themselves something from the match, no question about that. Randall for Fisher. Fisher into the middle, it's 3-0. Oh, it's brilliant play from Minnesota. Finished off by Finn McRobb. And it could be a goal that finishes off Tacoma Defiance. It's 3-1 to the Baby Loons. This time he's held on the far side. It's good defending initially there. Jeroma comes out with it after a good challenge from Sukanome, who has scored Tacoma's only goal of the match. And then Alejandro Braun with a tactical foul. Sees yellow. Souza sends it in. Smur makes the catch. And that's that here in Minnesota. A really strong performance from Minnesota United FC2.